So I go on this plane, it's delayed for an hour and a half. And I'm like, well, shit, I took this nausea pill basically 2 hours ago and we still haven't flown because, I don't know, some guy needs to take a shit or something. I have no idea. I was like, well, I hope by the time we fly, this pill freaking works. And then we start to fly. And I'm gonna be honest, usually when airplanes take off, I feel a lot of motion. Okay, here, I'll use like a visual representation. Boop! This is my visual representation. You know when an airplane takes off, it kind of goes like... And I feel really nauseous from that. But this time I didn't. I didn't feel nauseous at all. And I was like, oh my god, I think it's working. I even forgot that I took the nausea pill because I didn't feel anything. So out in my head, I totally forgot I took the nausea pill. And I was like, whoever's piloting this airplane is doing a fantastic job. I didn't feel any nausea. And then like hours later, I remembered that I took the nausea pill. So I was like, oh wait, maybe it wasn't the pilot. Maybe it was the nausea pill. So we like took off and it was actually pretty smooth. I really didn't feel sick. And usually that's when I start getting sick, when we take off. And then once it's in the air here, it's more like consistent. So I'm like usually not sick when it's consistent. So here's the thing. I think about like 4 hours into the flight, we get an announcement from the captain of the airplane pilot. And he goes like...
Pendant the turbulence, something. I don't know how to speak French. And then they say it in English.
Please walk back to your seat because we will be experiencing turbulence. Make sure that your seatbelts are on.
And then that's when I remember I took the pill. I was like, oh, okay. The pill shouldn't have worn off because I took it again after 5 hours. So I took the pill twice. 30 minutes before the flight and then after 5 hours, I took another one because I remembered. I put an alarm on my phone. And then the turbulence, it was as if the universe was trying to test this nausea pill for me. I'm not even joking, guys. This was the first time that I've ever experienced turbulence 7 times on a flight. 7 times! I'm not even joking. I counted. To the point where sometimes the turbulence would be so bad that like the person sitting next to me would look at me and I would look at them and we'd have this like expression where we'd be like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Like I looked at 2 people. Like at some point I remember looking to the lady on my right and she was looking at me like, oh my god, this is scary. And I was like, oh my god, we're gonna die. And then the second time it happened, I looked to the left and this man was just like smiling at me as if this is gonna be the last time he'll smile at anybody. And I looked at him like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. There's gonna be a change in oxygen pressure and then the thing is gonna fall down and we're gonna have to breathe through it. Like, oh my god, this is my last airplane ride. And I didn't stream on the 29th. I was literally like, oh my god, this is the end. I only remember one time where there was really bad turbulence. I don't remember. It was when I was very young. I think it was when I went to China. But it was only turbulence like one time and it was really, really bad. That was the only time. This time it was 7 times. And each of the 7 times it would be like pretty extreme. Like I'm not even joking. You know how sometimes when I talk about airplane stories and there's turbulence, I'm just feeling it a lot because I have sensitive motion. But then the other passengers around me, they don't really feel anything. This time the passengers were all awake and they were like, oh, it's a little bumpy and shaky. Like the fact that not just me, but everyone else was like feeling the same way, you guys know that that was real and a very scary turbulence. So it wasn't just me, okay guys? Like this time it was legit. Even the desensitized people were like, oh shit. So it was scary. I took my second nausea pill and that's when the first turbulence hit. As if the universe was like, okay, let's see how good this fucking nausea pill is. It's not an airplane, right? If Enna Alouette doesn't throw up at least one time. So I kid you not, it was like this. It was like, we were like, and then kind of slowed down. I was like, this already makes me sick. Like this motion, but the fact that I was like for like a good 5 minutes, I was like holding on to my seat like, oh my god, I can't even text my father that I love him because I don't have Wi-Fi. I was like, was I nauseous? No, I wasn't. Like actually, like I remember sitting in fear, feeling my fear and anxiety, but then I was like, wait, something's not right. And then I was thinking, why did it feel so off? And while this airplane was like shaking like this, I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my god, I'm not nauseous. I don't feel like throwing up. Am I still in fear? Yes. But you know, nausea pills don't, deal with anxiety. It just deals with nausea. So I was like, oh my god. I don't feel sick. It's a miracle. I can experience my last airplane ride without nausea. Now you know why people like roller coasters? No, I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the ride. I just didn't feel nauseous. Just because I don't feel nauseous doesn't mean that I like the ride. I was super not nauseous, and then finally it went back to normal. It was like more consistent. And then they make that, you know when you can like take off your seatbelts, they make that little sound and show the visuals on top. They're like, beep boom. And that tells you that like you can, go to the bathroom or stand up. The first turbulence probably lasted around like 8 minutes, but honestly it felt like 100 years. I just don't like knowing that I'm in the sky and my airplane is like going like this. And then there was a long line to the bathroom because I guess while everybody was like experiencing turbulence, people were like holding their pee. So there was like a long line of people that were waiting to go to the bathroom. I also had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't have to go that badly. Right before it was my turn to go to the bathroom, the second turbulence hit us again, but this time I guess they didn't really predict it. So like while I was standing up, like the airplane was like and I was like, wah! And then they immediately put on the seatbelt sign. They're like, bing bong. So I was like, okay, so I'm not going to the bathroom, I guess. Got to sit down again. The airplane staff were like making sure that everybody was sat down and then like, had their seatbelts on. There's this one guy, like for some reason during turbulence mode, he stood up to get his bag from the overhead, which is the most dangerous thing you could do. It could literally hit someone. And I remember this airplane staff was like, sir, please sit down. We are in turbulence mode. Like even the airplane staff were like sitting down and like seated with their seatbelts on. So this man that stood up and tried to open the overhead to get something was kind of stupid. The suitcase almost like fell on someone. And the airplane staff was just like, sir, like what the fuck are you doing? Like seriously. So he like sat back down with his seatbelt on, and then we had like the second turbulence. It was like you know what? This time I was still not nauseous because, the nausea pill lasts at least like 5 hours. So it was crazy. Like I really just didn't feel any nausea, but I was scared the entire time. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst turbulence I've ever experienced on an airplane. It was like that. And then it finally ended. And this time I really had to pee because like, the turbulence, we were moving, I was in fear. And then once you're in fear and then you relax when it's over, like you just feel the need to pee extra hard. So I like run to the bathroom. But unfortunately, this lady that was like super close to the bathroom got in first. And I think she was fucking like throwing up or something. I don't know. She probably was throwing up because she was in there for so long. I was like, oh my God, this lady is me. When she came out of the bathroom, I was like, do you need a nausea pill? I was such an advocate for this brand. I was like, this brand actually works. If you need a nausea pill, this is the best one you can have. But this lady spoke French and she didn't know what I was saying. And I think she was too sick to like really calm down to understand. She was like, no. And I was like, okay, it's fine. And I was just about to go into the bathroom. Literally, I opened the door and I stepped in. The third turbulence hit us. It was crazy. I was looking up at the sky and being like, bro, I really need to pee. I don't care. I went in there with the turbulence. I had to pee, guys. I really had to pee. I was like, yo, there's no way. It was so funny. I was like, there's no way you're doing a third turbulence. And I still haven't gone to the bathroom. At this point, like, an hour and a half had passed by since our first turbulence. Okay, like, it's been an hour and a half. Let me pee. I was literally, like, in the washroom while the fucking plane was like this. So then I was like, oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't have gone to the bathroom. Maybe I should, like, go back right now. But then I thought, like, the turbulence is gonna, like, settle down soon. Because the second one didn't really last that long. It was, like a good 2 minutes, and then it went back to normal, like, like this. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just wait it out, I'll just stand. You know what? Standing is better than sitting when it comes to nausea, at least for me. So I was just, like, standing in the washroom, wow, which is very dangerous, TBH. Like, while the fucking plane was like this, and then I hear the seatbelt sign, which was bing bong, and then the fucking captain making the announcement, like, please go back to your seats, sit down, and put your seatbelt on. And I was like, aw, man, I have to go back, but I couldn't go back because it was like shaking so hard I could barely open the door. So I was just like, I made the decision. I was like, okay, I I'm gonna stay in this washroom. So I didn't sit down on the toilet because I swear to God, if I fucking did, guys, if I like tried to pee while the fucking turbulence was like this, the pee would have like ended up on my head. Like, I'm serious. I just like stood there. So honestly, I might just be as stupid as the guy who tried to open the overhead, but I really had to pee. And I didn't want to fucking wait until the third turbulence was over because some other woman was gonna go in. Like, seriously, like everybody was hogging the bathroom. I really needed to pee. So like, I did the standing man emoji in the toilet while the fucking airplane was like this. And at some point it really like, actually, like, it's kind of low-key dangerous. Like, I almost hit my head on something, but I was like, whatever, I was gonna die anyways. Like, if this is the third time this is happening, I was like, yo, it doesn't matter at this point because I think we are gonna die. Like, at least let me pee. And this one lasted so long. I was like, there's no way. Like, it passed the 2-minute mark and I was just like, oh shit, I should have gone back. I think like nobody noticed that I was not in my seat. Probably because like the airplane staff couldn't see like everyone because they were also seated. Like, nobody really checked the bathroom or anything, so I don't think they knew that I was in there, but I was in there. And you know what? When there's turbulence, this is the scariest part. It was actually crazy. In the bathroom, you know how when you shut the bathroom door, the lights go on? And then when the bathroom is open, the bathroom door, I mean, when it's open, the lights go off because nobody's using it? During turbulence, the lights were flickering and I was like, oh shit, I should have went back and sat down and died with everyone else. Now I'm gonna die with the toilet. So I was like, oh shit, it was kind of crazy. The third one was the longest one. Like, I'm not even joking. I looked at my clock and I was like, there's no way. This one lasted 10 minutes. Like, really, guys, I'm not even joking. Like, 10 minutes straight. It was like 10 minutes of this. And I was like, there's no way that the one time that I'm in the bathroom, this is the first time I've been in a bathroom with this much turbulence and the only time that the turbulence has lasted so long. I was like, what the fuck? I need to pee. And I was so pissed that I was just about to piss. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, I should just piss because I really need to pee. I'm in here and you've decided to put turbulence on this specific airplane for 10 minutes straight. I was about to sue God. Like, seriously, I was so fucking annoyed. I was like, bro, like, what are you doing? I was so pissed. I was literally like, this is the first time I've been pissed at the universe. I was like, bro, there's no way you're doing this to me. Like, all I need to do was go pee. But you know what? This whole time I still wasn't nauseous. I was in the bathroom with the lights flickering, like praying and also cursing at God. I was like, oh my God, please, like, don't kill us now. And then I was like, you motherfucking bitch, you know? Like, I was like doing both at the same time. And then finally, after 10 minutes, the fucking turbulence finally stopped. And then I was like, can I pee now? So I didn't fucking test God again. As soon as it stopped, I didn't even wait. I was like, okay, it stopped. And I heard the seatbelt sound like bing bong. So that means you can like take your seatbelt off. And as soon as I heard the bing bong, I like fucking wiped the toilet, put toilet paper on the toilet because, you know, even before I die, I still need to, you know, remember my hygiene. I'm not having my ass cheeks touch, you know, the fucking toilet bare. Even if I do die, I don't care. So I did that. I fucking peed as if I was a fucking Niagara Falls. I was like, shh. I pushed everything out of me. I was like, every drop of water that's in my body will be going down this toilet paper because I was like, there's gonna be a fourth turbulence. There is gonna be one. There will be one, and I know it's gonna start right when I pee. So I peed so fast. I was like Speed, you know, like, you know, Speed the hero. I don't know what his name is. Speedo from Marvel, you know, that guy who goes really fast. Or okay, I was like Sonic the Hedgehog, but like faster, you know, and only peeing. I was like so scared that I was gonna start peeing and the fourth turbulence was gonna start again. I was like, there's no way. So I sat down. I was like, peed so fast. I peed so fast that I like almost sprained my ankle or something. Cause I don't know. I was just like squeezing like my whole body was tense. I was like, every neuron in my brain was focused on me peeing. Like, really, I was really trying to pee and getting every last drop. I was like, there's no way. I was about to cry because I was like, if I sit on this toilet and the fourth turbulence comes, I will throw a man out of this airplane. Really. So, this was the most intense pee I've ever done in my life. And I quickly wiped, washed my hands, got out of the bathroom, sat down. I'm ready for the fourth turbulence. And I remember falling asleep because I was so sleepy and tired from like the anxiety that I was having inside of the bathroom. You know, I had to pee and I was like experiencing turbulence without sitting down and without a seatbelt, all in one go.